Okay. Unmute the mic. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, yo, Randolph. Sorry, man. Can you hear me? Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. First, my computer went off. Can somebody on let me know y'all can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you. Hey, there we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, man, I apologize. I had a little technical difficulty. Um, it was a little frustrating today, but that's how the devil be sometimes. So you got to go through it. Even without that being said, one of my computers, well, all my computers went down. One of my screens is popping up right now. Uh, so I'm going to be able to go through this stuff. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. Lord knows I'm having a good one. In spite of everything, I'm alive. That's how I like to do it. Let's see here. Let me find these boys, and then we're going to get this thing rolling. Uh, this is, we get into the meat of the matter. Everybody like the running backs and the linebackers. So, we're going to start off. You know what? We're gonna start with them running backs. We're gonna start with them running backs. That's what everybody likes. You know the rule. Got to get to 15 folks. Once I get to 15 folks, we can kind of, get this thing popping. We had 12. Once again, shout out to Markeith Williams from Evans, committed to the U. His head coach's alma mater. Markeith is gonna do well. I expect a lot out of him. So that's what it is. So, congratulations to him, man. Those Evan Trojans. Evans, is probably one of the more talented schools out there, and hopefully Kennard can, get them turned around, which I'm sure he can. Uh, K-Lang is, history down here, but, for those who don't know, his grandfather's history at FAMU. He's, the track is named after him. So he come from good genes, and dad is one of my frat brothers. So, I definitely wish him all the love and the success out there that he can get. Uh, Come on now, people. Give me three more folks. Oh, somebody went off. Come on now, man. Don't do me like that. I'm trying to get this thing popping so we can go ahead and get these boys announced. So that everybody. And this was probably. And by the way, this was a good one because you know, both of these boys' film was sent to some heavy hitters. As far as guys who used to recruit. At major universities. SEC universities. Both of these boys for running backs and linebackers. So, I look forward to seeing, what happens, well, I'm looking at it now, but it's going to be some shocks and some surprises. So, hey, it's a kid on here, man. I'm telling you, I know for a fact, if you go look at this film, you're going to be like, woo. I mean, had great size, came to media day, all that good stuff. So, looks like I ain't gonna be able to get to 15 today, so we're gonna get this thing rocking and rolling. Because I gotta go in here and spend some time with my lovely wife at some point. But let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Uh, let's see. We're gonna get this thing started right now. Let's go. All right. At the running back position, number 10, Durant Swint, Osceola. Durandi, for those who don't know, he's been at Osceola for a minute. He's been doing a little work, a little damage. I expect a lot out of this young man this year. With the offense opening up, he's probably without just people playing him for the run, he's probably gonna have a huge season. Uh, he probably could have been definitely a little higher, but got to remember these guys are going off of the film. So they're going off of the, so there's some kids on here that I think they should definitely be higher, but their film is you know might be the reason why they're not as high. All right. Next up the bat, number 9, Tyler Walden, West Orange. He had good spring game film, which probably even got him on the list. He probably wouldn't have been on the list without it. He ran against a really good Jones team and probably had over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's what helped him out. So shout out to Tyler. Expect big things out of him this year, West Orange. Uh, Number 8, Quincy Frazier from APK. They always keep running backs. Quincy, though, is huge, has great size, can be used all around the field. But the young man is got what you're looking at for a running back. Great size, great speed. You know, Probably would have definitely another kid that would have been a little bit higher, but probably didn't get the type of touches that he needed his junior year. If you get those kind of touches this year, kid probably should blow up a little bit. Uh, Number seven, Dante Wack from Sanford Seminole. Uh, here's a young man that, if you look at just how he ran all year, he's definitely, a kid that uh, I expect a lot out of. I mean, they threw the ball a little bit last year. I'm pretty sure they're going to still throw the ball, but it'll probably be a little bit more open. A lot of his running, Timmy, he was dual threat, so he could run and pass. So, he took a little bit of that away. But that kid right there, once again, in my opinion, uh, before it's said and done, he can definitely get a little higher. Um, Number six, Daquan Harris Jones, kid that had to split time last year with Stephen Sparrow, who the boy can play. He'll probably be on this list, but he's pretty much changed positions. Uh, but Cody, that's what we call him. Cody is a real good shifty running back. He definitely can shift with the best of them, and his speed is deceptive. It's he has that kind of speed that a lot of guys don't see. Uh, I haven't seen him get caught. So I expect a lot of him as well this year. Probably and definitely probably one on the list. I can assure you he's the best hooper out of that running back class. And I got this rule: if guys can hoop, they're pretty generally a pretty much pretty good football player. Uh, Number five on the list, and we sent our prayers out for him. Jeremiah Sims Evans. Saw that he had knee surgery. Um, so we wish him well and hope he comes back. Jeremiah is another one of those all-purpose backs, can do it all. I think he was highly underrated. Highly, um, the kid has a lot to offer at school. Hopefully, I know he had some offers. Hopefully, he committed. And this is a lesson for a lot of you young men. You may want to commit a little bit earlier than what you normally would do. And my other screen just popped up, so this will be a better look. You may want to commit a little earlier than what you normally would do, just because you know um, in case you get injuries and stuff like that. So, you may want to, think about that going into your senior year. I recommend that all kids commit before they go into their senior year, um, just in case there is an injury, because if you haven't committed, then a lot of those schools back out on you. So, this is for you parents that are listening, wherever your kids' offers are, going into a senior year, I'd recommend you commit. Um, if for some reason you have a blow up season and you blow up and things change and you might have to evaluate it because like I tell all these kids, if they go out there and they stink it up, guess what? They probably won't have an offer at the schools that they want to go to. Fourth on the list, and he easy, like honestly, he easy could be number one in my opinion. From what I've seen in his size, I'm expecting a lot out of him. Isaiah Gordon, Isaiah. Uh, he came to media day. Check it out. Well spoken, has a great GPA. I think he chose a great school. I think he's going to come in and be, day one. Knocking out the box. He's going to definitely get playing time. Uh, Big back, can run, athletic. Looks like a grown man. More importantly, really good kid, high GPA, good character kid. And I personally think he could have been higher on the list. You know, and I definitely would have put him higher. Um, Number three, OJ Ross from Coco. OJ has what coaches are really looking for in that age, which is speed. OJ can put him up, put him down. He's probably definitely the fastest guy on this list. Uh, and he's got decent size. So I think he's hasn't committed yet. But I think he will. And Isaiah, by the way, I think Isaiah committed to what's the name, Coastal Carolina. So you know, or no, no, or was it Marshall? I can't remember. I think it was Marshall. He committed to Marshall. So yeah, I expect a lot out of that boy, seriously. But OJ hasn't committed yet. He has quite a few offers. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. He's been putting it down at Coco for a while, and for those who know about Coco football, that means he's had great guys in front of him. Uh, his uh, the guy in front of him. a couple of years ago went to Penn State. Um, and boy, I'm getting a brain freeze because that's my boy too. And boy, I'm telling you now, whatever they doing in the weight room in Penn State, because I at home, man, when he came back and I saw his body, man, he looked good. I'm telling you, that's why Saquon Barkley looked like that. So whoever they got that, I mean, he looked like that for real. Uh, for certain. Uh, so so I mean, that was a tremendous thing. Now, because I was at Penn State, AJ. He wasn't at Louisville. I know for a fact he's at Penn State. But he looked good. But back to OJ, he's like I said once again, he's one of Coco's finest. They keep producing guys out there. We're going to see more of OJ. Actually, this year, uh, he's going to go to and Jayhawk was before Kazai. That is correct. Uh, they're going to play Dr. Phillips. So Dr. Phillips has probably the toughest schedule in Central Florida. Um, the next guy on the list, and he's number two, is Charles Pierre from McCoy. Man, all you got to do is go look at his spring game. The kid was hurt a lot his junior year, uh, but when he was healthy, Okoye beat a pop, almost beat a Popka, and they beat Wakaba, which was a good team, mainly because of him, and nobody could stop him, knowing it was coming. That's really the testimony of a good back. If everybody's lined up to stop you and they can't, you know that's tremendous. And it's not like they had a bunch of D1 linemen over there. I mean, when you go look at the spring game, I think he had almost like 285 yards. He showed you tough runs. He showed you the breaking out runs. Uh, you know, kid could easily. He's going to be a kid that hopefully a lot of D1 schools take a good look at him. If he stays healthy, he'll be one of those kids that his recruiting stock will go up. Number one, honestly, uh, they were looking at his sophomore film because he didn't play his junior year, but that was Terrence Gibbs, and quite frankly, if that boy don't get hurt, it's quite frankly he could probably have been the best kid in their class. Total, I mean, he could have been number one. The kid is just committed to Florida. Um, just think about it. He committed to Florida with a torn ACL. That has to tell you what an extreme athlete he is. I've known him since he was a little kid. He's always been a man child. More importantly, he's probably one of the more respectful kids I've ever been around. Um, the kid is, he looks the part. I mean, he really looks the part. He looks like a, Saquon Barkley right now. So Florida's got him a good one. I think that he's probably rehabbed all this year. Hopefully, he'll sit out all this year. So, and he'll still go to Florida. But that just says a lot that they want that boy, and he had all that, had the knee surgery. Because if he didn't have the knee surgery, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he went to Master Academy, blah blah blah." But I'm telling you, it wouldn't matter where he go. He's like that. So I could have put his film up, but a friend of mine said y'all can look at the film, so I'm gonna go with that. So if you want to take a look at the film, I'm gonna spell all these kids' names real quick for you, or better yet, we're gonna put out a flyer online that'll have all their names, and you can go take a look at them. Uh, please make sure that you go to Elite 100 Prospects on Instagram, Elite 100 Prospects on Twitter. That's where all of the list will be. Um, and they big up said we definitely prayed for Jeremiah as well. Like I said, hopefully somebody take a chance on him. Good kid, good spirits. Very loyal to Evans. I mean, they ought to put a statue up because that kid could have left a long time ago. Very loyal. So, to me, he's Mr. Evans, and they ought to honor that man some kind of way. Um, all right, now this the one that blew my mind. I'm telling you, linebackers blew my mind. But hey, hey man, dude went off the film. That's what he told me. So we gonna see. So I was real shocked. But hey, up number 10, we have Marvin Collins at Winter Springs. Marvin. Uh, he didn't get a lot of looks because he's out there at Winter Springs. But you guys might want to just go check out the film. He looked like he got a little something to him. Hopefully, schools will give him a chance. You know how it goes when you're not, uh, at the school. So they give you a chance. So, we'll, take a look at that. So make sure um, you take a look at that. Maybe Marvin Collins, Winter Springs. Number 9, Hunter Stife, Cypress Creek. This kid here, I'm telling y'all right now, when he came into the Elite 100, I was like, man, this kid is yoked up, and he'll thump you. So I'd advise everybody to go take a look at his film. I enjoy the linebacker film because I'm looking to see who's doing all the thumping and who's not thumping. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't play linebacker without the thumping. I don't care what nobody says. Uh, I don't need my linebacker to cover in 7-on-7. I need him to be able to thump. And if you can't thump and you can't get there, then I don't need you at linebacker. Number 8 is Maverick Baranowski. And I apologize if I misspelled his name. He's all the way out in Spruce Creek, which is Volusia County. So a lot of you guys may not have seen him, but come on, man. If your last name Baranowski, you already know that. He thumping. He ain't scared of nobody. I dare you to go up to him and try all that. Yo, homeboy, I promise you, you can see it on the field. He out there giving it up. So, remind me a lot of this guy named Ty Barone we used to have for 7-on-7. Ty used to bring that thing. Ty's at USF. Everybody don't have that same, uh, gear. And personally, the linebackers are probably the craziest dudes out there because you got to be crazy to want to do all this. Number 7, uh, and coming in a linebacker, Andre Phillips. They call him Pete. Um, he's at Apopka. Um, Apopka has probably some of the better linebackers you'll ever see. They really do. When you check out APK, um, that's what they do. Like this is probably they've had great linebackers before, great defensive guys before, but this is probably their best linebacker crew ever. You have 2 guys that were starting as freshmen. And I'm sure that they'll be higher on the list. Uh, this guy hasn't been able to play because they had another guy that was starting since he was a freshman, and Curtis Spivey in front of him. So he's been sitting around waiting his turn. You can see on his film, how athletic he is. Uh, Probably 1 or 2 kids on here that I personally believe would probably end up being a safety in college. I'm pretty sure he probably will be, and I think that would be more of a natural position for him, like strong safety when he gets to college. And if we were ranking strong safeties, he probably would have been a lot higher. That's just how I go. AJ says ties at Kent State. I know he's committed to South Florida, but so that I'll trust AJ on that because I haven't talked to Ty in a minute. Got a little brother though that's going to be 23. I think he's really high in rank. Um, Number 6, Drake Harwell, Lake Mineola. Man, you pop on Drake's film, like once we start going, from 6 up, these guys' film, they stand out a little bit. You know, uh, Drake, I thought would probably be a little bit higher, but to be honest, when I look at the guys who are higher, I could see, maybe not, because this is the hardest, probably one to figure out because all those boys can play, and they probably, my boy who's the linebacker coach who did what he did, he probably, like some, and you probably went somewhere else they would have liked others. But Drake Harwell, uh, I seen a game where he was in a game with another guy that's highly ranked on this list, and if you didn't know any better, you would have swore up and down he was the guy that had all the offers. He doesn't have a lot of offers, but he can play, and I think that after this season he'll probably bump up a little bit because he has all the measurables and all the stuff that you want. Um, this kid right here, number 5, Jamelle Lynch, a little undersized, but he's a football player. Comes from a football family. He had a brother, James Lynch Jr., that played at Wakava and Olympia and did his thing. His dad played in the NFL and has been coaching and teaching for a long time. Jamel is tough as all outdoors. He really doesn't, to his credit, uh, if he was just a few inches taller, he probably would be like number 1 or 2 on this list. But he brings it. He's not scared. He's been playing a linebacker at Wakava as a sophomore. He's been at OCP. Uh, you know, uh, and he did well over there. But his film speaks for itself. If you just check him out, the kid, he's definitely a middle linebacker, and we didn't differentiate between middle and outside linebackers, and so I know that that wasn't something they looked at. Number four, down 4 through 1, in my opinion, you could have, you give me whichever one you got, and I'm probably gonna be cool with whoever you leave me with. But and it was a tight one from what he said. But number four, he went with Cam Moore. Linebacker Seminole just committed to UCF. Uh, Cam is probably one of the best kids. I know I say this a lot, but I'm telling you, there's some good kids out there. Cam is, would probably have been ranked a little higher. Uh, well, I mean, been recruited a little bit more. I mean, sometimes when you got all these other guys on your team, he has the twins. He's had Timmy. He had Jimmy Horn. I think he's been overlooked because personally, I believe that here's a kid. He's tough as nails. Comes from a football family. All three brothers played Division 1 football. Pops was a bad boy. Rest in peace. Uh, so he comes from a football family. And so the kid, definitely can go. In my opinion, like I said, these top four, you give me one, you take whichever one you want, I'm gonna take the other one. I think they all really could be sharing the number one spot. And Cam, like I said, he's a kid I want to go to war with. I know he got my back. I know I'm not worried about it. Tough kid. We gonna get out of it. We gonna get out of it wherever we at. So shout out to Cam and congratulations on the UCF commitment. That was smart of him. Uh, Kids need to start committing if you're 2022. Anything can happen, definitely before you start that season. Um, Number three, Josiah Robinson from the APK. Uh, Man, this kid here, pound for pound, he is easy the fastest kid in the linebacker corps. He's another kid. If he was 2 inches taller, he'd be going to Clemson, Alabama, anywhere he wants. I promise you. It always amazes me in football why they want him. Why you got to be 6'2", 6'1" and a half at linebacker. The kid might be 5'11", but man, he flies to the ball, and man, he's athletic and he bring the funk. That's the one thing I know they teach at the APK. You can't play over there if you ain't willing to hit. It's just what it is. That's something Coach Darlington brought to the table, and I think they've still consistently got that up, with the coaches there now. So Josiah Robinson, and he committed to Coastal Carolina as well. He committed to Coastal Carolina, and his dad, another kid that comes from athletic family. Dad played at Marshall. Uh, they thought they had him, but he went ahead and went to Coastal, and I expect a lot of big things from him because Coastal's going to allow him to shine. They're not going to be concerned about height. And requirements. They just want ball players, and that's one of the reasons why they winning so much. And Indiana's another school. They just want ball players. And if you notice, those schools are winning. Uh, so number two, uh, Demario Tolan. Demario committed to LSU. He's transferred over to Dr. Phillips. He's very athletic. Very athletic, could play a lot of different positions. Me personally, he's another kid I feel that if he plays safety, it'd be lights out. I think that that's his natural position. Um, and sure, if he's going to get any bigger, he could play. He could play linebacker. Definitely does a great job at it. But man, I would love to see that kid at safety because I've seen him run. I've seen him, play safety before. And he did a tremendous job. He has good hand-eye coordination. Committed to LSU. You know, uh, it kind of speaks for itself. His intangibles are very high. His upside is higher than anybody on this list. But once again, they're going by film, and so he's number two. Even though he's the highest ranked kid on the list, he's number two, which was a surprise to me. But the number one kid on the list, and I tell people all the time, this kid here, boy, if I mean, you don't really uh, you don't get to see it because the kid is, if you look at him, you're gonna say, he's big, he's this. But out of all them kids, he probably runs. All them kids, he runs probably, as big as he is. I mean, he runs legit 4.5, and he might be 240. And I'm talking about he runs legit 4.5. So he's a kid that when I watch, I'm like, man, he brings the phone. So he was all state. Um, he was all state. Hold on one second. Let me find this for you guys. Uh, he was all state. Looks like I want to say his sophomore year and last year he was all state. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of his film though. Uh, I didn't want to show you a little bit of his film so we can kind of see what he rocking with. All right, let's see. Cut off the volume so y'all can just watch it a little bit. I don't know if that might be too small for y'all. Let me see if I can get this thing a little bigger. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's a little bigger. So yeah, this is actually a sophomore film. His junior film was pretty explosive as well. Uh, you know, I mean, the kid is very talented. Brings the wood, can get from point A to point B real fast with how he does it. He reads very well, and you know, he just does a lot of the dirty work that you want your linebackers to be able to do. Very athletic, as you see, when he gets to run the ball, he didn't turn into a little running back. Even though number one just laid the wood on him, but so it's interesting to watch these young men and see how they develop and how they grow. But once again, that is that boy, first team All State, Trayvon Barnes. So that is him. We don't know where he's going right now. He's had a lot of interest in schools, but we're going to see where he ends up going. Um, so that pretty much takes care of those boys. Um, that takes care of the linebackers. Please go to uh, Elite 100 prospects Instagram or uh, uh, or Elite 100 Twitter. Coach AJ, can you type in the correct spelling? Because I may be wrong. I'm not the Twitter guy. Uh, I know you probably know it, so I just want to make sure I got it right, so that when people go out, they can take a look at it. Uh, give AJ a second to type it up on the screen, and uh, yes, Elite 100 prospects. I'm correct. So that's you can go on Twitter and follow them there. You also can go on Instagram and follow them there as well. So tomorrow night, let's see what we got. Tomorrow night, actually, tomorrow night's going to be fun because you have what we would say are the best athletes on the field. Uh, you have the athletes, and these are guys that play multiple positions at schools. Um, like I said, Stephen Sparrow will be on this list. He would have been on the other list, but he will be on this list for certain. But he could have been, top five running back. And then and man, I'm telling you now, what's crazy is you got to watch this boy film to even get. I need to tell him he need to adjust his film because I'm watching on the side. His biggest plays are like the 2 minute mark and all that kind of stuff. So that brings me to another point. Man, guys, make sure your huddle film or your kids huddle film have their best plays first. That's what college coaches are going to look at 1 minute of that film, and that might explain why Barnes doesn't have the offers he has. Even though he has major offers, that kid should have, quite a few. Um, but tomorrow we got all the athletes. These are guys that play multiple positions, and the safeties. These are the other guys that are athletes as well. They could probably play running back and other positions on the team. So I look forward to it tomorrow. Hey, thanks a lot for everything. We appreciate your support. We're going to be having the Elite 100, games of the week, player of the week, coach of the week, and the pick'ems starting on in August the first Wednesday after games. So that'll actually be like August like 31st or something like that. But we look forward to spending that time with you guys. September 1st. That's when it kicks off. So we look forward to spending that time with you guys. Uh, Once again, we look forward to go on. You'll see all if you want to argue, about where guys should be ranked. That's what it's here for. We want to see what your thoughts are. If there's some kids you thought we missed, please let us know. Because this is, pretty much a preseason ranking. After the season, we will have a ranking for, what guys did this senior year. Also, on Saturday, on Friday, after the show, we'll have the Elite One, the Legends game. So we're going to announce uh, uh, the kids who are going to be in the Legends game. As far as we're going to start announcing those juniors. All right. Well, thank you so much, and have a great evening. Bye bye.